Thank you so much for this opportunity, to share and discuss on a very important topic, especially when we are seeing that the attention spans are shrinking and the choices are expanding. So the real problem for malls and the brands are basically how do we get the customers back to our mall again and again. And with this constant innovation and evolving customer experiences, we would like to understand how it is shaping the future of integration. So today in this session, we will try to understand what are the trends which is going in the market, especially in different parts of our country, and how as mall veterans and the brand custodians, we are wanting to capitalize on that for the long-term joy of the mall. So shall we start with Avinash? So Avinash, yeah. Avinash,
Hello,
you
yeah.
operate in a gourmet category.
Yeah.
For all of our understanding, can you just briefly explain or share how your gourmet category, your format, your brand is different from others in the market currently?
So I think if you look at our portfolio, our gourmet, we started in 2021, and the approach was how to make gourmet affordable for the customer. So our approach, first thing, our model was, because we have seen there are a couple of brands earlier like Food Hall, Nature Basket, and most of the players, they were playing on the age group of 35 plus age group. So first differentiation, what we have seen, we will make gourmet for the entire family. We will not work on only 35 plus age. So if you talk about our stores, we have a concept which will target for the smaller kids. We have a concept which will target for the teenager, for the 35 plus mature customer. And we have also a concept which we can say 60 plus age group, like 60, 70 age group. We have grandparents because they still prefer ethnic food. And what we have mentioned in our gourmet, so this time is the first gourmet store which also selling bhel puri, pani puri and all those stuff in addition to your all the Italian cuisine and all the Thai cuisine of the world. So I think both the parameter we have tried to capture. So I think that is one of the major differentiator. Second, on the pricing side. So I think if you look at our pricing, gourmet is always treated as a very high, in terms of their pricing, it's very, very exorbitant high. But if you look at our pricing, especially our pricing on FNV, fruit and vegetables, our staples, they're very approachable. So once you enter, you will always see that, yes, the prices, you will get shocked that how can the gourmet store selling such a prices of FNV, giving such a right quality of pricing. So one thing, approach on the pricing side, that is where we are differentiating. Third is on the technology side. So while if you talk about all the gourmet players, more of the gourmet player, they are more customer focused. But when we see our store, we want to become a gourmet player which target for the young age gourmet brand. So that is where if you see, we have self-checkout in the store where we are like when we started self-checkout, the thought was might be we were not very sure that will it work in India or not, because we are the first gourmet player launching a self-checkout in the store. But what we have seen now, around 15% of the sales is coming from the self-checkout. So that was one of the good thing which we have seen. We have not expected that 15% of the sale will come from a self-checkout. And the second thing, we have some electronic shelf label, we have a endless aisle. So there are a lot of tech element which has been added in the gourmet model. That is what will keep us a differentiator. So I think these are the broad areas which is keeping us a differentiating model.
Coming to Ashish. Ashish, you operate your malls specifically in the north, Delhi, Jaipur, Faridabad. What kind of trends you have started spotting or identifying which you feel as a mall professional we can integrate into our playbook?
See, the basic thing is the tenant mix. The tenant mixes keep on changing every few years now. The trend that we have seen now is like first is the F&B, something which is getting bigger now. Earlier in last 5 years, 10 years back, we used to have F&B contribution of only 10 to 12%, which is now going as high as 33% also. That's one. Then of course in Delhi there are so many local, hyper local brands who are getting big. They are getting national identity. So we are really, bringing them on the spot and giving them prime spots in terms of tenant mix. Then a lot of D2C brands, they are now entering the market. Of course, they also need, platform like our malls, wherein whatever they're doing online, yes, of course, they need eyeballs in the offline also. So that also, so the tenant mix one. Then of course, in terms of dynamism in leases, we are doing shorter leases. We are trying to, doing a lot of pop-ups in the malls to be relevant to the customers, to be relevant to the primary catchment, which is there in next, 5 to 10 kilometers of my radius.
So Ashish, now you are anyway working on bringing bigger malls in smaller cities. How do you feel the cities are able to take this kind of a magnitude of malls?
See, the first study says you need to first see what kind of city you're entering into. We just opened a mall in Dehradun. That mall, we have opened a mall of which is 7 lakh square feet. What is more important for you to understand is the per capita income of the people around there, primary catchment, secondary catchment, and of course, what kind of tenant mix that you can bring into the city, what kind of first timers you can bring into the cities. These are the very important factors that is there, and these all things, they make a lot of difference. We are coming up with a bigger mall in Jaipur also. That is also a big challenge. A lot of presence of sold based malls in the city. That is also something which we find is a opportunity for us, for a mall like us.
I think very interesting insight which we came to know about the north part of our country. Now, immediately let's understand about the south part of our country. I think Fawaz, you will be in a much better position to share with all of us how you feel in a market like Kerala, how these malls or what are the trends you are seeing, the consumption patterns which you feel as a mall operator you can integrate.
Okay, so compared to any other part of India, Kerala is a lot different. When I would say from 2007, when we started the first mall in Kerala, at that time itself, how Kerala was not even in the radar for a shopping mall for nobody, and even we didn't know how it will work. But it has turned around a lot of things. Then things changed. A lot of malls came, and the performance, everything is up. So what we are observing now is that the change in people's income levels, the urbanization in general, is very different in Kerala. So in cities like Mumbai, for example, Maharashtra, if you look at a whole, cities like Mumbai or Nasik and all these cities has a population which is moving in. The higher level of people, the higher income level of people, everybody moves into these kind of cities, and whenever they want an upper level of standard of living. But in Kerala, the thing is a little different. How in each place, this movement is very less. People travel for business, for everything, but their base is always their hometown. So which is why a lot of places, a lot of smaller towns are growing very rapidly there. In terms of urbanization, Kerala is now the second largest in India, second top in India, which is, and more importantly, it's that the urban conglomerates are spread across Kerala. It's not concentrated to cities, bigger cities, and that is the trend which is going on. So what we see is that in our new projects, if you ask how is the retail platform transforming, we see a lot of opportunities in these places rather than the bigger cities, because these are one is its virgin market. A lot of there's nothing, it's untouched, but it has everything. When you look at the statistics like the per capita income, the income levels, the shopping habits, the disposable income, all these things, it's a very positive environment to create a mall. So we choose those kind of places, one thing. And in that area also, again, when the proportion of the different aspects, the different categories inside a mall is different. Like I said, mall generally is just a stage, I'll say. It's brands come and the brand mix is what actually matters. So in a running mall, maybe, it's about bringing new brands, bringing freshness, bringing local brands, or bringing more experiences, those kind of things. But so going for a new mall, this ratio is changing, completely changing. Shopping, fashion is reducing, tremendously reducing.
What is increasing if fashion is reducing? What category?
Games are increasing. Experience. Games also, when I say, it's not the computer games, I'll say, in particular, in Kerala. It's more of physical activity-based games. People climbing, shooting, go-karting. This kind of physical things are tremendously increasing. Hypermarket again is very strong, in these kind of local places also, because it's a daily
Hypermarket
need.
strong in south is very different from north and
Exactly,
west. So
yes.
this is a different kind of consumption pattern.
Yes. There, even in the smaller towns, hypermarkets are coming, and it's a daily need, and it's, people come to those places, and it's part of this, we keep large space for hypermarkets even in our smaller malls.
That's very different from what the rest of the country, where the hypermarkets are reducing their footprint, both multiplex and hypermarkets. Exactly. So very interesting and a different point of view which we go to understand today. Rohit, coming to you, you are the marketing wizard specialist. So while we are all building malls and we are leasing it out, like how Ashish is saying, having the right, how as a marketer you see a shift or a change happening, or in terms of the kind of experiences malls need to curate since you operate across the country? What are the patterns which you have started observing?
Thanks, Munish, for the question. As everybody's mentioning, there's lots been changed, and in the mall business, the idea is we need to keep on experimenting and keep on evolving every day. So as well gets involved all the marketing activities, right, which are the on-ground activities we do it for our consumers. So there are multifaceted the way we approach it. On ground level, there are multiple curated events we have started doing it. No longer are those events related to only a specific generation, all right? So, or specific activity. We kind of curate some events in our specific malls, depending on the positioning of the asset, right? So if you're doing, that's also one big change. What we're seeing as a trend is no longer a kid event can be a normal kid event, right? We need to collab with a known international character or a brand, right? So we do a lot of collaborations with international brand, which itself appeals to all the kids, and that's where the family comes in, right? And also get a finesse and a quality to that event where you collab with a big brand. We do a lot of music nights, right? Whereby we not only call the high-end stars, but also who are new and who are upcoming stars to spend some time with the family and do the entertainment. We also do a lot of art events, right? Whereby you get call group of 100, 200 families within the mall by invitation, and they can come across and be part of that event and feel special about it. One interesting thing we did in Baroda, right? What we did was our Baroda mall is under expansion, and we almost doubling up the mall. It is right in the front of the mall we expanding. What we did was we created a huge wall, and the wall is all about a feature of the city, and it's been created through a lot of green elements. Okay, part of the wall, what we left out is for the citizens of the city to come in and paint along with the mall, right? Whereby what we did by this is the community got involved, the entire city got involved, and we had a lot of activations around
Sense
it.
of belongingness, basically.
Yes, yes.
Ashish, one thing I wanted to ask, so many events which you do, what's the process which you follow to identify that this is currently trending and then you curate the experience? If you can share the process. Sorry, Rohit.
Best process is to hire a Gen Z. I mean, they are the best people. I mean, they are always in trendsetters, and we have a huge, big marketing team, around 20-25 people, which is actually doing all the initial work, and then of course all the big events, small events, community culture, whatever relevance they have to bring into the center as per the primary catchment, as per the immediate catchment, we are doing that.
No, I mean to say, yeah, sorry. Yeah, Rohit, you can also, I wanted your inputs. What process you follow to know what's going on the ground and then you curate the experience?
See, nowadays the process what we follow is what's trending, and I think the Gen Z and my team members,
then where do
what's
you go?
happening on Insta,
Okay, so you
right, is the one catch which with the new generation really catches up. The ideation is not only the process, but the results and the impact which each activity generates is the key.
So do you have a team which is tracking what is happening in the Insta world?
Yes.
Online,
yes,
and
yes.
then you
Yes.
curate the experience?
Yes.
That's a very important point, that we really need to track what's happening in the digital world, because the shoppers, they do research online, they buy offline. So that is where most of the programming, most of the influence is happening. Hence, it's very important for all the malls and the brands to have a digital presence and to study it and then track it and do your data analytics accordingly. Sumit, coming to you. Sumit, you being a fashion leader, how as a brand you keep a track of what's trending in the market and then you integrate into your product, brand, and then you bring it to the forefront?
So, being part of a global fashion company, we not only follow trends which are happening locally, we also get access to trends which are there in the global market. Some of the key trends which we are seeing over the years, I think number one is sustainability and eco-conscious fashion. there is a huge demand for ethical and eco-conscious fashion.
But Sumit, do you really feel customers are willing to pay that extra, or customers
No,
idealistically they
that's
want?
a separate agenda, whether the customer is willing to pay for it or not.
Or-
But yes, that's a big trend. And Bestseller globally also has sustainability, a long-term agenda, and not just talks. And yeah, so then we also see gender-neutral clothing as a trend which has emerged over the last few years. In fact, Only was one of our brands for younger girls, was one of the first ones in India to launch gender-neutral clothing, blurring the lines between a traditional men-women wardrobe.
But is there a market for that, a reasonable TAM for
Oh,
that?
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
So that's a very interesting point, that you have a TAM for what he's saying, gender neutral.
We see a huge uptake of the collection, and we, in fact, and it has been a continuous part of our mainline collection now, and not only in Only, it is also a part of Jack and Jones. So yeah, that is one trend. Another trend which we are seeing is fusion wear, the blend of Indian and Western wear, which was prevalent, has been prevalent for many years. We have seen people wearing kurtas with denims, and but there, we also, as a country, as brands, we have also moved ahead from just a kurta paired with a denim. We have gone with chicken curry on denims or shirts. We've seen kalamkari work being done on a lot of clothing now. So in fact, Jack and Jones launched a Kutch collection where we tapped the artisans from Kutch and made a collection out of it. And now it has become part of our main collection, which we call now Indie collection. So, and it has also seen a huge demand.
Sumit, from your spotting the trend to having it on the shelf, what's the timeline? How much spotting the trend?
So we are
to-
not. So I mean, we follow fashion, we follow trends, right? So, but yes, I wouldn't say we are while we are fast fashion, but yes, we have our timelines too.
processes are there
because
for it to hit the
obviously,
shelf. Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
Another trend is, which is now again catching up, has caught up very well across the country and globally, is comfortable silhouettes. In terms of boot cuts are back, jumpsuits are high in trend, palazzos are high in trend. So yeah, some of the trends are which we have been seeing over the years have come not only for India perspective, but global.
Also, pan-India, are you able to customize as per the cultural preferences? Is that possible?
Yes, I mean,
To an
we
extent.
follow what is selling across the country, and I mean, case in point, your boot cuts and your straight fits are more popular in the north part of the country than in the south, where skinnies and the tighter fits are still in fashion. So yeah, we do keep track of what is happening region-wise and then service the consumer accordingly.
Is there any trend which you feel that as a team you all missed it and then later realized, oh, that we missed it, we could have spotted it much early? Any?
I think it was. I mean, I can safely say in this over here is we caught up late with boot cuts. So
Okay.
yeah,
Fair enough.
especially in north part of the country, we knew it was a trend. But I mean, obviously sometimes part of a global organization or a larger organization, you have some challenges where it slows you down. But yes, I think we've caught up fairly well, and then we service the consumer.
This is also very important to know what we missed, because that sharpens our awareness and the way we review our entire business model. Coming to you, Prakash, I think you operate in a very different environment and a different business model where you have 365 days discounts. So what kind of trends you are started seeing in that space?
So basically, the biggest attraction is discount. So it is 365 days discount you are going to get. And the change is where in outlet mall all over the world, they don't have a primary catchment, which is 5 kilometers. But in India, where we have made the outlet mall, where there is a biggest primary catchment, which are going to use these retail brands first time. So this is the new catchment for the retailers where they are getting good business from the new customers. They are generating from that particular 5 kilometers radius. That is the one thing. Second attraction is that you need to make good entertainment. That we have come up with the first in India where Top Golf is coming, where this is the biggest attraction in Bombay. People are like bored going to the malls with the same thing from last 10-15 years. In Bombay, there is no other public area where you can go other than the malls. So people are always, in any occasion, they go to malls. Birthday malls, anniversary malls. Anything happens in their life
That's
in
a
good
community
way.
space basically for
so
them
it is
to
a
go.
community space where people wants to go there and spend their time, almost 90% of their new occasions. So malls are malls is the emotional attachment with people go there. And like sir said that the food is a biggest thing where you need to, we have come up with 42% of the space is given to the food, with the food trucks, with the entertainment area like amphitheater of 3,000 seaters. We have come up with the new idea which is flea market. So biggest flea market in Bombay, it is almost 60,000 square feet. Like a little flea, we are going to have 100 flea market every year. So this is the good attraction for the people where the people can come there, enjoy the flea market also, retail also, food also, and entertainment also. So before that, only three things was there: retail, entertainment, and food. Now the flea market is the fourth attraction generated thing where mall needs to do in their malls.
But don't you think when you bring a flea market concept, will it not eat into your brand sales because
No,
the
no,
wallet
no.
share is getting...
No, so if you say that there are value brands also which we are not giving to the outlet malls, they also cut the share of the buying. It is not that. There are lots of things in flea market which are selling their products which are not there in the retail brands.
So in your mall, you have Jack and Jones and all also, all the international brands?
Yes, all the international like Lacoste, Jack and Jones, Veramoda only, Adidas, Nike.
So they are all like 50%, 60% off.
Yes, every three, and we are going to keep one day also where you will be getting almost 75, 80 to 80% discount.
That's very interesting.
We are going to, we don't want to spend in marketing. We want to give directly discount to the customers. Yeah. We will give cash to the customer. They will come with you cash.
From a from what a discount driven mall, I don't think it's no longer only discount. Globally also you would see a lot of outlet malls having fresh also a part of your store or your mall, because that ultimately reduces a little pressure on the retailer as well as the mall developer. Like Prakash bhai said that the discount is the biggest pressure. We will ease his pressure by offering a little bit of fresh merchandise as well.
Sir, I am not giving discount. The mall developer in Bombay, they are charging 1,000 rupees a square feet. I am charging 150 rupees. So whatever 850 is remaining, it is going to pass on to the customer. So nor the retailer nor the I giving anything from our pocket. It is the difference of the rental parts we are giving to the end users.
But Prakash bhai, in places like this, can we say this is the Bharat which we are servicing compared to the India? What kind of aspirations these people have, which is different from the other metro cities?
So basically, this is the first, we have already made the high street outlet there with the 12 brands. So when I saw the trend that people are coming there from the far, from like 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers, 30 kilometers for the purchasing, and they are using first time. They don't know the difference between Peter England and Ellen Solly. They know they are going, they are like buy 4, get 6 free. So they are getting the per piece price is less than 1,000 rupees per piece. So they are happy with they are getting the value with the brand.
And mostly are cash purchase or digital?
Both.
Both.
But in our area, their cash purchases are more because of there are people who are having passive income from the rental, from the lots of other businesses, not like a Bombay. It is a very different, like one family is getting 5 to 6 lakhs rupees per month as a passive income in Bhiwandi.
So passive income is very high there.
Very high.
Very high. So
It
that's
is
a very
always
important
in
point.
Tier 2, Tier 3, passive income is always higher.
And your cost of living is less.
Very less.
So your disposable income is more
Yes.
for spends.
Yes.
So that's a very interesting point. Avinash, gourmet is a very tough category to scale and sustain it. How do you feel that you have your playbook ready to really expand it nationally?
So I think in the premium gourmet category, we have two brands. One Freshpik, which talk about only desire, and the other brand, what I feel that simply catering the need of only desire will not be a scalable model. So that is where we have a brand called Go Fresh, which is fulfilling both need as well as your desire.
Where are this Go Fresh?
So Go Fresh is one thing. Go Fresh in the neighborhood model, we have a neighborhood store, around 100 stores in a different catchment of the country, where we are working with more of fresh proposition, and also some of the like 15 to 20% of the range is in the premium. Like for example, if I am looking for Italian cuisine, I will be having an Italian entire assortment, but if I am looking for Jamie Oliver pasta sauce, then you have to go to Freshpik.
Avinash, one question just came to mind. With this quick commerce coming, are you seeing a little bit of sales getting hit or
So I
cannibalization?
think what we are doing, how we are tackling quick commerce, first thing, we are strengthening our FNV and our dairy, because that is where we are seeing that there are the quick commerce player is not able to give that type of quality which the customer should come and they are doing a touch and feel. So our FNV penetration, in fact, in spite of that quick commerce is there, our FNV and dairy penetration is more than 50%. And our mix is in the Go Fresh mix, around 40% of the mix lies with only FNV and dairy. So with that, we are pulling the NOBs. And then if the customer is coming in the store, then mostly other category, they will buy one thing. Second, we are also strengthening our home delivery. So I think that is where we are playing an important role, how we are, like earlier home delivery was not our focus, but now seeing that quick commerce, we are also doing a strong service on the home delivery. I think these are two parameters. We are working very strongly with them.
You are available on quick commerce.
As of now, no, we have not yet started with JioMart. We have a channel of JioMart which is there, which is working with other retail our stores. But with Go Fresh, we have still not gone into that quick commerce space as of now.
Okay, thank you. Fawaz, from your experience, Fawaz, in your market, Kerala market, in terms of your category miss in your mall, is there any tweaking which you have to do in terms of which category needs a larger representation in your mall?
Yeah, so as in a mall in Calicut, it's a large mall actually. It's a 13 lakh square feet mall. So we are not catering to a specific target group. It's throughout. We have the high-end customers, everybody. So we always think of what new to add. So recently, I'll say in the last year, we've added some things which are not typical to the mall. Like more gamings, like not just the gamings.
Entertainment, basically.
Yeah, like Billiards Academy, for example.
Right.
You started with this thing, which is an entertainment thing, which is a recurring thing, which people come and hang out, which is not there generally a mall. Another one, I would say, is a Gandhi Gramam, which is a traditional, it's a Wayanad-based tribal products store. Okay. So these kind of products are added so that a new thing, which is not there generally in mall, is also there in the mall now. Like, it's always that more reasons to come to the mall, that way it is.
Rohit, coming to you, I believe your Vizag is ready for launch anytime soon. What were your key learnings in terms of how did you identify as a city what kind of a mall needs to come there which will cater to the aspirations of the city?
See, very importantly, what we do is obviously study the city in detail, right? In terms of the per capita income, what's the penetration of retail in that country, in that city, what number of cars, kind of cars, credit card data, home loan data, and there are multiple factors where we evaluate a land parcel, and then eventually the location of the land parcel and obviously the deal modalities to buy the land. Land is very expensive for real estate developer, and especially for the mall owners, and especially when we have to deal with retailer and brands, right? So that's pretty critical.
But any interesting insights which is different from Bombay, Hyderabad, in Vizag, something?
Right. So one, Vizag, coming back to Vizag, we believe that was the absolutely underserved or actually a virgin territory. There's no grade A mall development in Vishakhapatnam. And now in Andhra, it's one of the biggest cities and also been declared as the financial capital, right? And we were fortunate enough, we've got a 16-acre land parcel right in the city center. And the kind of positioning, we believe that asset will be a regional center. Will not only appeal to the city, but about 150-kilometer radius of various district and small district, which we have also learned post-COVID that the consumption have really come in from tier 2, tier 3 cities, which is very evident from all the quick commerce, e-commerce data points.
They are all underserved, actually, tier 2, tier 3.
Yes, yes.
And that's where the opportunity lies for malls and brands to penetrate.
Correct. And then what we said is we build a phenomenal asset and a truly global asset in Vizag. We've employed Binoy from UK, the guys who have designed Changi Airport and Ferrari World, to make a world-class asset in terms of the design element. Not only all that, what we want to do is we want to create a experiential center where shopping is incidental, and we've gone ahead and there were trees which are more than 120, 150-year-old on that land. We have retained 5 of them. We've created atrium around it, which is like beautiful. We've created a jogging track across the mall so that the community can come in even post and pre-opening of the centers. We're doing beautiful water bodies. We're doing a lot of rooftop areas. So lots which has gone in terms of thinking about the city, about the community. How do we really make this asset a long-term one?
Was there anything which you have done in Hyderabad or a Baroda or a Bombay, but you have chosen not to do in Vizag? Something which you would like to share?
One thing we're doing is we're making it big, large. So the dynamics in the size of the mall in the country has changed drastically. So we had an option to do a 500,000 or 0.75 or about 1 million, but we're going full ballistic and doing a 1.2 to 1.5 million because that's the norm now. If you do a mall which is about a 500,000, it won't. Like in Baroda, we're expanding Baroda as well. From a 3.5 lakh square feet, we're going taking it up to 5 lakhs, about a 500,000. So because that's when you give the brands which were there in the country 10 years ago versus now, the offerings for a consumer has changed dramatically and drastically. Not only in fashion, but also there are various categories which is come in, right? As food, entertainment, gourmet, right? D2C. So you need to give a consumer a holistic experience. So
Ashish, the similar, I think, in Jaipur, which you are coming up, I think, again, by next year?
By October 26th.
October 20. So what was your experience, like how Rohit was sharing his Vizag experience, your Jaipur experience also? Is it very different from what in Faridabad or Dehradun or Delhi?
Yeah, it's totally different. I mean, of course, with the size of a mall, we are making 2 million square feet mall, which will not only cater to only Jaipur city, it will cater to the adjoining cities. It may cater to the entire state of Rajasthan also. So what is important for us to do in Jaipur is what's missing in Jaipur, what could be the learning, what learning we did, we had from Delhi, Dehradun or Faridabad, we not do that, and then we implement something new for Jaipur people. Interestingly, what we are doing is we also create, so my single floor plate is 3 lakh square feet. What we are doing is we are creating a plaza on the terrace, which is 4 lakh square feet of terrace with all the landscaping, water bodies around, and then some 8 to 10 big restaurants to cater, to the city of Jaipur. We are making an express ramp that will take you directly on the 3rd floor to activate 3rd, 4th, 5th level.
Ashish, one here, like how Rohit also was saying that you are bringing a lot of things. But where is the science you're applying to figure out that your customer really wants it?
See, science is simple. You see the per capita income, you see the population, you see the growth pattern of population. In terms of brand mix, zoning, these are the basic science that you have to apply when you do the retail real estate mix. That's it. Everything comes into place once you do your basics right.
Sumit, you will also agree that, a lot of brands, a lot of malls are really building large malls, but looking at certain cities and all, those malls fail to have that critical mass of consumption or footfalls to bring in. How do brands look at malls like this?
So while I agree, one size doesn't fit all. It is like Rohit and Ashish both said that I think it is availability of real estate as well, which plays a crucial factor in deciding the size of the mall. But I think I'm in sync with what Rohit said that what the number of brands present in the country today versus 15 years back or 10 years back is a large gap. I mean, there has been a huge uptake of international and local brands, and the consumer is demanding. There is a demand for across all category of brands, whether it's value, premium, bridge to luxury, luxury brands. I mean, there is a consumption.
There is an
available.
aspiration you are saying in the
There
country.
is an aspiration. I mean, today, if I was 20 years ago, I was wearing an X brand. I will not name brands over here, but if I want a much more premium brand today, because obviously my incomes have risen over the years, and I am aspiring to go to the next level. So what was relevant for me 10 years back or 20 years back is not relevant for me now. So, but there is a younger generation which is coming, which might be at my aspiration level today or below or even higher. So there is a consumption pattern which we all see, whether it's a mall developer or whether it's a brand. And I think this country is large enough to cater to all stratas of the society. Obviously, we need to build our malls in such a way where we don't, hurt somebody's ego, and yet cater to the entire strata. Yeah.
Yeah, Ashish.
Plus, brands now, they have grown now. They've now started asking for flagships. I mean, gone are those days when, brands like...
We've always been asking for larger sizes.
Not you. Brands like Skechers, they used to operate out of 1,000 square feet, but now they want 4,000 square feet. That makes our life difficult. When I say 2 million square feet mall, I'm really short of area for them. I mean, that's how brands are also trying to enter the market with a bang, with the flagships, so that when they enter with the whole assortment of the product.
And let me tell you one thing, that whether the mall developer builds a 5 lakh square foot mall or a 5 million square foot mall, they will still fall short on space. Because every time you go to a mall developer, they will say that, yeah, jagah kam hai thodi
That could be a negotiation strategy, Sumit.
And
You know very well.
pehle saal pure revenue share.
So I think we
Business
have
nahi
only less than 2 minutes left. We'll do a quick wrap up. One word, one sentence, or 1 minute each one of us.
Okay, so
Overall.
quickly, just to add on that, see, even all this combined, the modern retail is still around less than 20% of the consumption is only happening through all this. So it's not, when you come to this kind of cities, it's very important to come and, cater to that. And when you come, like you said, the smaller malls doesn't work now. Like the calling 1 lakh, 2 lakh square feet and, calling it a mall, especially in these kind of cities, people will prefer to go to larger cities, for a full experience. So, yeah. So, yes.
So I think what I have seen, there are a lot of malls which are opening now in the smaller cities. So that is what showing us that aspiration is increasing, and that is what we have also seen in our stores. Whichever stores are there in the smaller city, because they don't have such type of concept, our sales per square feet is very high in those areas like Jamshedpur, Ranchi, Cuttack, Orissa, all the entire, these are the catchment. Vizag is one of the important catchment for us, which is like store is doing very well. So I think that is where the aspiration is going on.
I mean, as a developer, we should not only focus on making shopping centers, we should make experience centers by making it relevant for them.
So as developer, we are making experiential centers. So no, I think, I think the idea is, I think we are in for a brilliant phase in the retail industry. I think what we saw last 10 years, I think the next 10 years would be more exciting. The way brands are looking at us is very different. A lot of global brands coming into the country. And I think the developers and the country is reciprocating equally. So exciting times ahead, all I can say that.
So every trend has the timeline. So trend started from the retail in the shop, in the shopping center in the high street, then mall, then e-commerce. Now the trend is for the outlet malls. You will see 50 outlet malls in India in next 5 years.
That's also an interesting trend. Yes, I agree with you. Yes, Sumit.
I think the shelf life depends on your own personal businesses. As long as you are relevant to the consumer, whether you are a mall developer or a brand, you have to stay relevant always. You have to keep innovating, look at global, local trends, and keep innovating, and you will survive probably 200 years.
Fantastic.
And the party has just begun.
Absolutely. Any questions from the audience before we wrap up the session? Our time is also up. Any questions? Please.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Jayashree. I'm founder of Crimail. So basically, I wanted to ask, since we were talking about providing experiences in malls, have you tried gamification and has it worked out if you have tried it, or what the results have been in terms of like doing games and stuff in order to bring people to the retail shops and stuff like that?
Gamification with respect to experiences or events or activities or brands, you mean to say?
Gamification in order to make people shop more or attract people to the malls and stuff like that.
I think, yeah, Rohit.
So I think we have tried one of the event to get all the gamers, the gamer community in one of the malls. So it became one of the events where that category of consumer walked into the mall, and then they came in, and then see what happens. Shopping and other things became incidental. But the idea was to cater to that category of consumer. So, but yes, to answer your question, yes, we have tried it, and yes, it has.
I think your question was using gamification to increase consumption in the mall.
Ways, yeah.
Yeah, so it's one of the curated events, much say, to a very specific group of people. Like you also cater to bikers, right? We do a lot of stuff for the biker gang as well with Enfield, where they start and end from our mall and so on and so forth, or a rally group. So it's a very specific niche category of crowd, but yeah, we've done something like that.
Okay, I only had one proposition. Since I provide realistic crime-solving experience to people at their houses, I was thinking to collaborate with malls in order to provide them like a murder mystery experience, which will attract 18+ crowds. So if you're
Good
looking
marketing
forward to
pitch.
it. Yeah, thank you.
First you put a question, very good. Thank you so much everyone. Thank you for the session. I thank all the panelists for an insightful session.